the Vedas, Vedas, are the kind of umbrella scriptures, the umbrella spiritual texts that have all of this life advice and wisdom that I share from that context. So the Vedas are the particular texts, and they have these 4 pursuits of life, and they are Dharma, Artha, Karma, and Moksha. And I'll describe each word because those are all Sanskrit words. So Dharma is purpose. We'll dive into that one more deeply. Artha, and all of my work is pretty much dedicated to this, and I'll break it down in my own language to make it simpler for everyone. I believe that there are 4 important decisions that we all get to make in life. The first one is how I feel about myself. The second one is, what do I do to make money? We all need money. What do we do for it? The third is, who do I decide to love and receive love from? And the fourth is, how do I choose to serve the world? How do I choose to impact the world? And so these are the 4 main pursuits that the Vedas espouse. Dharma is your purpose and who you are. Artha is economic development. Karma is relationships and connection. And moksha is liberation or service or like ultimate giving. And so those are the 4 pursuits. And it's really interesting to me that Dharma is placed as the first pursuit, not love. And it's really interesting because you look at people, they did a study on people graduating from college. And they asked them that if you were to get married in the next 5 years or stay single, what would be your happiness prediction? The majority of people predicted that if they got married, their happiness would be at an 8. But if they remained single, their happiness would be at a 3. That perception is mind-blowing to me. They believe that if they were in a relationship, their happiness would go to an 8. If they were single, it would be at a 3. The reality is if they stayed single, and they did, their happiness stayed at a 7. And so their perception of loneliness, their perception of being alone was far greater. And so a lot of us skip purpose because we find connection is an easier solve to our internal unhealing. So we feel that if I'm with someone, I'm going to feel better about myself than if I have to do that work myself.
And is this in order?
Yes,
so
that's in order. Dharma, Artha, Karma, Moksha. Yeah.
Okay, so karma is essentially pleasure and connection.
Correct.
This is your relationship with others. People prioritize that as being
number one.
Number one.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying is the mistake, that you're hoping that someone is going to come and heal your wounds without doing it yourself, which is why we're living in a world where, you know, the right person could come into your life and reduce drama, and the wrong person comes into your life and increases trauma. And that's the experience that we're having, that we're coming from these unhealed places where we don't know our purpose, we don't know our values, we don't know our goals. We mesh with someone else who doesn't know their purpose, doesn't know their values, and doesn't know their goals. And it leads to confusion, it leads to broken hearts, it leads to abuse, it leads to manipulation and control. And so I do this very simply, and I ask couples that I work with, and I've been coaching a lot of couples over the last few years, especially while writing this book. And I ask couples that I'm working with to rate their top 3 priorities in order, including themselves. And I remember doing this with a lot of couples, and one particular couple, and the man said, you, the kids, me. And the woman said, me, the kids, you. And when we had this discussion, he was heartbroken. He said, how could you put yourself above the kids? He goes, I'm not mad that I'm number 3. I'll take that all day. But how did you put yourself above the kids? How could you even do that?
Sounds like he's mad at being number 3.
He's just using the kids as a scapegoat.
It's not about me.
Yeah. And it was really interesting because she gave the answer that I think me and you would, you know, validate and agree with, that she was like, but if I don't fill my own bottle, if I don't fill my own cup, if I'm not my best self, what am I giving to you guys? I'm giving you leftovers. And she's saying that it's not that the kids are second on my list because I don't care about them, and if they needed me, they're going to be second. It's more that I know that I have to invest in myself. And so I think we live in a world where we think sacrificing our purpose makes us a better partner. We think the self-sacrifice and the self-sabotage of our own goals and our own pursuits makes us a better person, when actually it doesn't. It makes us more resentful, more guilty, more upset. And I'm saying that because I've seen people who gave up their dreams for decades only in their 50s and 60s to look back and go, when the kids left, to go, I wish I never gave up on my dreams. So I'm not saying this as theory. I'm saying this is sitting down with people, working with people, and seeing people throw away their own purpose in the pursuit of, I think that sacrificing it makes me a better human being.